What's going on, everyone? Wow, I'm excited. I haven't been live in a minute, and I'm excited to have a fantastic conversation about something called LOA, or Logistics Officer Association. And to help me do that, I'm going to bring in a good friend of mine, the one, the only, JD Duvall. What's going on, JD?
Hi, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Yeah, I feel like I totally interrupted JD with some mad gaming. He's got his jersey and his gaming stuff going on. Yeah.
Represent. Got to represent.
So thank you for interrupting your game night, because I know it's valuable time for you to join us tonight and really just talk about what is LOA and the whole thing around it, how it got started, a little bit of your story. So as before we do that, welcome anyone that's there. If you're joined or joining now or later, go ahead and ask us a question, throw us a hi, tell us where you're watching from. If you're going to LOA, let us know. If you know what it is, that means hopefully you're going. But first, I want to go down the path of who JD is, and kind of I'm going to have him tell his story because he can tell it way better than I can. So JD, over to you.
All right. So JD Duvall started off in the Air Force as a fuels troop, pumping gas, and then became a supply officer and did a little acquisitions for 2 years and became a logistics readiness officer. And early in my career, there was this thing called the Maintenance Officer Association, and you had to be an aircraft maintenance officer to join it. It was been around since 1982. So I had to actually marry an aircraft maintenance officer to join the club. So my wife got me an associate membership to be a member of MOA. And then in the 90s, the Air Force started to go through another change, and they changed the organization to allow supply officers, logistics planners, the other logistics career fields in the Air Force, MOS, or in the Air Force, we call it an Air Force Specialty Code. In the other services, it's an MOS, to allow us to join and focus on the big L of military logistics. So then I became a full-fledged member. And then I just started in the association with different jobs as a lieutenant, whether it was a chapter leader position, a chapter president, running a local networking event, working on a professional development tour. I took advantage of the association to really bring out things that I needed to work on to be a better officer, whether it was speaking opportunities, project management, or just being able to actually network with senior leaders, general officers, flag officers, senior civilians, and learn about their career, so I could figure out what my career was going to be in the Air Force. And then I just sort of got, it just sort of stuck. I enjoy networking and mentoring, and I just kept doing different jobs. And here we are today, something like 30 years later. I'm still doing things with LOA and helping bring the community together so that they can network, focus on their professional development so they can make the Air Force better, and then help them with their transition. So that's a nutshell.
That's fantastic. And what was it like, your first involvement in LOA, in MOA? Were you always the selfie guy? Were you a little bit different kind of personality back then?
And I had a killer haircut. It was a high and tight. I was way slimmer, way more in shape. I still think I had the same amount of energy, but it was different times. You're at a different part in your life and in your career, so you were focusing on things differently. So now later in life, I get to take a step up, but I don't know. It's fun, so I keep doing it. It's fun to hang around folks and help them be better.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I know you've brought, anyone that doesn't know JD, he brings energy to any room he's in, especially the logistics community. It's a community that I wasn't really a part of and haven't been for a long time, or forever until recently. And it's just such a tight knit community. I know a lot of that is due to JD's involvement and the work you've done, and now you're helping others and mentoring them to do the same and to build that community even stronger. Speaking of community member, we got Michaela saying hi.
It's our girl right there.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Yeah, I was saving this for the moment, Michaela. Ogden Maid. and I should have worn my defense unicorn. I was waiting on y'all. I was waiting on you.
Well, I've always got Doug nearby, so that.
Hey, funny story about Doug. So Salt Lake City, what was that? A couple years ago, Doug stole my red shoes. So I have a picture of Doug in my red shoes. Just saying. I'm wanting them back, Michaela. Tell Doug he owes me a pair of red shoes.
There you go. And Michaela, because it's on now, we might as well tease a little bit. I'm going to have Michaela and Anissa on tomorrow on the LOA channels, on the Logistics Officers Association pages, so they can talk about WIDL. And tell us about what WIDL is, JD.
So Women in Defense Logistics, and we use the acronym WIDL, is a part of the LOA community, where WID, Women in Defense, is a part of the NDIA community. So there's sometimes it confuses people, but it's okay. WIDL is our Women in Defense Logistics community, and we have a group of ambassadors that have speaking engagements. They're moderators, they're presenters, and they get to talk about what they're doing in either industry or military. And it started with Lieutenant General Judy Fetter almost a decade ago from her senior Loggy Lady dinner, where she would do senior level mentoring with colonels and up and coming GS employees to help them prepare for their career, to continue their career in government service. And she'd always envisioned, hey, I would like to be able to scale this and do it with the junior officers to get them to interact with their industry counterparts so they can learn what's going on in industry, whether it's small business, business development, contracting, acquisitions, being a program manager, and just building relationships. So we started WIDL, like 3+ years ago, and really had it blossom out. And then COVID happened, and we would do tours and speaking engagements. So really excited that Michaela and Anissa, who we feel are some of our WIDL ambassadors, being able to present the sold out, just going to say it, sold out Women in Defense Logistics breakout session at LOA 2023 with Major General Collie von Hoffman, Major General Linda Hurry, Colonel retired Patricia Shank from LMI, and Colonel retired Maggie Sleeper from KPMG to talk about this year more senior level issues later in your career. Last year we did it with junior officers and ladies in industry, and it was great, and it sold out again. And then we're going to have a Women in Defense networking social on Thursday night. It's going to be sponsored by Broadleaf, the Rosie Project with Anissa's project up in Utah, and University of Tennessee, Knoxville. So really excited. It's going to let the community come together and network, meet May Cryer, Rosie the Riveter, meet with senior general officers and civilians, and then actually interact with their fellow, captains, majors, lieutenants that they haven't seen for maybe a short time, or making new friends. So we're really excited about that.
That's freaking awesome. And I love just the energy of this community that puts it in to help these growing external kind of subreddit, sub-satellite communities building off, like WIDL, like Rosie has recently, even like Michaela and Anissa's podcast, Mother Hackers.
Love me some Mother Hackers now. Let's talk about that. That's on fire. I'm just saying, it's it's up there. It's up there with top 3, but it's up there with some of my favorite TV shows. So I love Mother Hackers.
That's fantastic. And so let's go back to LOA a little bit. So thank you, Michaela, for that introduction to jumping in and talking about it now. And if anyone else is out there, whether you're on whatever, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, say what's up. Tell us. We don't know you're watching unless you throw us a comment. If you know JD, great. I did actually just order a big tub of turtle wax for LOA, so JD's ready to go.
I'm ready.
And but yeah, throw us a comment. If you have questions, throw us a question. But let's talk about You talked about your involvement in LOA and how that came to be and how you got involved, marrying into the family, kind of mafia style
Right.
almost. I'm going to use
Okay.
that from now on.
Well, no, I mean, hey, I'm an LRO. I mean, I'm a loggy. I can say that about, love me some maintainers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And so LOA 23 is in St. Louis. There is
yeah.
a lot going on. What do you want to can you highlight anything, or is there just so much greatness?
So no, I mean, I think it's really important that when you put on an event, if you're on the event production side, it's a 1 year process. So we're already thinking about 24, but it's a year in the making, and we take a lot of the comments, the lessons learned from the attendees from last year to apply to this year, and then we work through it over the course of a year and put together this amazing event that focuses on professional development. So they're going to talk about 4 tracks. It's WISE, warfighter, innovation, sustainment, and education. I added a 5th track called transitioning. So depending on where you're at in your career or your place in life, there's going to be something for you. If you're staying in the military, focusing on the warfighter, you can meet with the sustainment folks. You can meet with your depots. You can meet with your supply chain wings that need to get you the parts and resources that you need. You can meet with the innovators, whether it's Tesseract, the Rapid Sustainment Office, if it's your AFWorks counterparts, if it's your industry innovators, you get to interact with them in the exhibit hall and/or breakout sessions. And then on the education track, the whole first day. So most people go LOA is only 3 days, and then there's this thing called LOA University, which is 1 day, and that's really heavy with some theory of constraints presented by Tesseract and Gold Rat Consulting. There's the Air Force academies coming in to teach about wargaming, and then we have a sponsored Boeing tour of the Boeing facility there in St. Louis to let these aircraft maintainers and supply and acquisition officers, enlisted civilians, actually engage with their industry counterpart or their government counterparts they need to talk to. So we have something for everybody. And then in our transitioning track, there's we have a breakout session with Mike Quinn from Higher Military. We have Fusion Cell doing a session as well. Monty is actually going to be moderating a transitioning the military panel, where Mike Quinn and Higher Military will be talking about your branding and networking. If you missed one of his USO sessions, you get to see him in person, and then go down to the exhibit floor booth, which is actually the old St. Louis Union Station train station, and you get to walk the train. But quick caveat, my exhibit booth is called 9 3/4. If anybody wants to know why, drop a note in the comments and I'll tell you why my booth is called 9 3/4. You won't find it on the exhibit floor. You just sort of have to know where 9 3/4 is. But yeah, there's going to be something for everybody. There's going to be, the general officer, senior civilian breakfast with the junior lieutenants and captains. It's called Stars and Bars, where they get to sit down and have a breakfast with a senior officer and talk about career stuff over breakfast. You get to meet with your assignment leads, your people that are in charge of your career. I mean, there's something for everybody, and over 1,700 attendees, over 80 exhibitors. Yeah, if you can't find something to do and learn and get educated and get motivated about being a logistician, big L, whether aircraft maintenance, acquisition, then you're missing out.
All right, there you go, JD.
Oh, there you go. All right, Chief, got you. I'm a Harry Potter fan.
That's it.
That's it. I'm a Harry Potter fan. It's 9 3/4. If you've read or watched Harry Potter, I'm a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, there you go. And do you have to have a wand to get into 9 3/4?
No, I mean,
Magic pen.
Now my imposter syndrome's kicking in, and I'm thinking I need to get up, swing through the Orlando airport and pick up a cape gown and a wand at the store. Yeah, now now my imposter syndrome's kicking in. I'm going to be inadequate at LOA this year.
Yeah, there better be some bricks that move, something. Really.
Well, that wasn't in the budget, so I'll have to put it on the screen.
Fair. That's fantastic. So it really does sound like there is just about anything for anyone. And what I really love about you hitting the numbers, there's about 17 to 1,900 people that attend. And
Yep.
in some cases, people are like, "Oh, that's not very many," but I think that's the perfect amount because it's big enough that you get a broad audience of networking people that you know and don't
Yep.
know, but also just you can talk to everyone.
Yeah, you get to spend the whole week. I mean, so what I love, I didn't do it this year. In previous years, my social media marketing was normally over the top, but pulling out pictures of where a lieutenant or an airman, a two striper, got an opportunity to sit down and talk to the chief of staff of the Air Force, the 4-star, or talk to their ranking chief or general officer in their career field, and have a drink, coffee, break bread, share breakfast, and get one-on-one or small group mentoring. So you actually see that going on the entire week. Whether it's your squadron commander, your colonel, you just see people getting mentored. And I have a lot of pictures, which is really ironic, of officers being mentored by their chiefs. And I probably need to dig some of those up, because as we grow up as officers, our senior NCO career field, we rely upon them for their technical competence, and also for some of their leadership advice over airmen. So you see all of it, and it's amazing to just sit back and see it happen and to be a part of it.
And when I think of officers being mentored by chiefs, Marine Corps version of me thinks like mentored, like
Knife hand.
mentor. Usually means corrected, but we do have a shout out from John McCrae. He's former officer, now going on the civilian side, going to find some karaoke.
Yeah, so that is actually brings up a little tradition. We do love a good piano bar. We love to sing. So I don't know. I think there's a piano bar in St. Louis, but everybody loves to go out to the piano bar and sing and catch up. It used to be all the deployers, you'd come back and you'd tell your war stories, and you haven't seen the folks you were deployed with. So it's part reunion. It's good to catch up, but in that reunion, you share a lot of good mission practices, techniques, tactics, and procedures. Hey, I'm getting ready to PCS or deploy to that location. Tell me what it's like. Tell me what I need to be prepared for. Do I need to read up? I'm deficient in, I'm not as current in, this, rag or instruction. Do I need to really get smart on it before I go downrange? So that networking is vital, and sometimes it happens at a piano bar.
Hey, that's some of those best conversations happen.
Yeah.
Especially once everybody, especially like on the vendor side, once everyone takes their sales hat off and you're just talking, making friends, because you got to do it. That's what you're there for. It's valuable, but it's just nice just to have a fun conversation. Speaking of the vendor floor and the expo floor, I haven't really talked about what I'm doing yet, but there's going to be some fun conversations out there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. So for people that don't know Mohawk, I think everybody in your network knows you. You bring a lot of energy to an event, and I'm excited that you're going to be able to bring out on our exhibit floor some of our exhibitors and sponsors and get their stories out, and some of our government exhibits, and help everyone communicate to their clients and their stakeholders. Hey, here's what I'm providing to this community, to the warfighter, and help bring those stories out. That's great. I'm excited. I'm gonna be walking around taking some notes, going, I need to do that, because then we got to get ready for the summer.
I know,
AMSL.
AMCL. We got AMSL in a few months. That is true. David Taylor said that you got to use the knife hand sparingly to retain effect. Dave, this is a piano bar story, the full story, but I will give you a teaser. I once got counseled at a joint service school for knife handing an airman. It was disrespectful, and they can't dare treat airmen that way coming from the Marine. So, yeah, that was fun. This is a whole other part of that story we can talk about later. But so you've talked about airmen a lot, and because there's a lot of air rooted in this, but this is open to all services and all logistics
Yep.
enthusiasts, correct?
Correct. So we'll have Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. Last year we had a Coast Guard, and we have Space Force Guardians showing up. In addition, we have our Royal Australian Air Force contingent of LNOs throughout the U.S. They're coming in for professional development. We get NASA, GSA. I mean, we get other government agencies coming in, especially when it comes to supply chain risk management. Everyone, we need to all be talking and sharing the same information around those lanes. And you see it happening at LOA, at AMSOL, at an NDIA event, at AUSA, at AFA. You see it, that thread continuing. So it's a large contingent of Air Force, and we're focused in air and space. So we're really excited.
That is awesome. It's going to be a great event, great year, and it's this year's in St. Louis, next year as well. The 2 years.
Next year's in two, yeah. So next year's is St. Louis Union Station as well. So and that's on purpose. So it's really easy to apply lessons learned from one event to the next event when you're in the same location. So we take logistics really seriously, and we start with in the acquisition phase to go, if we're going to build this plane, we're going to fly it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty embarrassing if a logistics fails at a logistics event, which I'm sure happens, but that's how you learn.
Yeah, well, we don't ever let anybody know that it happens that way.
Which is a good logistics way to go.
Yeah, we manage chaos. That's what logisticians do. We just manage chaos.
A great logistician you never know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It was a great day.
Yeah. Your jet took off. You made time on target. It's all good.
Yep, for sure. So there's a lot of speakers involved. There's so many different reasons people can come, and this is why I partnered with these guys this year and guys and gals, because there's a lot. There's so much value, and even if you're not a logistician, even if you're not, because I'm not, but there's so many great people out there in the community. That's why I want to have JD on. That's why I'm having others on later this week and next to help promote LOA. So as people want to go, it's not too late to register. It's not too late. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can actually show up the day of and register and be on and walk in and be on site. So we'll normally have about 200 people just show up the day of, and they're like, "Hey, I'm here. I want to attend." We're like, "Yep, go right there and register and come on in. Love to see you and hear from our keynote speakers on the main stage." So we have General Minahan, the Air Mobility Command Commander, General Alvin, Vice Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Miller, who's our Director of, the Deputy Chief of Staff of Logistics for the Air Force, Dr. Alethea Duhan from Ishitari. So if you don't know Alethea, I'm definitely going to tag her and give her a little shout out. She's going to be talking with what Ishitari is doing. There's a lot, and then there's like just way too many to mention by name that are doing breakout sessions. I've asked everybody to use hashtag LOA 2023 in their social feeds. So if you follow that hashtag, you'll just see everyone that's talking about what it is they're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and I've already seen companies starting to post the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So it's definitely out there. Anything else you want to share to anyone out there listening or watching later?
No. Got a question, put it in the comments, follow this guy on LinkedIn, on his socials, give him a follow, stay current. Because you don't want to miss what he's going to do in 14 days. And well, actually, I think we're T minus 14 days and 30 minutes, give or take.
No, well, does it kick off Tuesday night? Does it kick off Tuesday?
It kicks off Tuesday morning with LOA University.
That's right.
Yeah. And then the main event of LOA, the symposium, main stage speakers, kicks off on Wednesday. So lots to see and do, runs through Friday at noon. And our Ether Sprint Innovation event with Tesseract and the Air Force is presented Friday morning. So some just amazing stuff. And there will be a selfie USC competition. Just saying, we're going to do it. I actually am going to see how many people I can run around and get a selfie with that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I want to meet new people and see the future of our Air Force, the future leaders, and get to know them before they. They're already awesome and great right now, but I want to build a relationship with them and follow their journey as they lead in the Air Force.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what it's all about. Is taking all the different levels of experience and blending them together, and helping your we'll say your age people help. Mentoring the next generation, and then the next generation coming in and throwing you an idea that you didn't even think of.
Yeah. I wouldn't be a gamer if it wasn't for some amazing airmen and guardians in the Air Force and Space Force gaming and Marine Corps gaming. So I got to give the Marine Corps gaming a shout out.
For sure. David says, people you don't know, that could be a challenge.
Yeah. Hey, I'm always there's somebody I don't know. I'm gonna find him.
Yeah, and anyone and I'm going to share this during the week of the event and before that, but I will put it here too. Our company, my company, is going to be donating some special things for other people that get the most selfies with you and I, and
awesome.
And in general, because that's what it's all about. It's just sharing. It's not about pictures of me and you. It's about people having conversations with people they don't know, and capturing the moment, because you never know where. Like the first time we met, we didn't actually even meet. It was I was homesick. You pass something.
I actually coined a guy at it was Navy, Sea, Air, and Space. And I coined a guy because you weren't there. I'm like, okay, he said he was going to see Mohawk. I'm like, all right, I'm going to coin you, and you got to coin Mohawk because I want to meet him because he's awesome. And I think that was when you were running Naval X. Then you were in Naval X.
Yeah, I was just in transition. Yep. Leaving Naval X. Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy's awesome. I gotta coin him. I gotta get to know him. He's just cool.
And here we are now, man, having great conversations, bringing happiness and high fives to everybody around.
So you will be. I think I'm going to be the only person wearing a certain piece of apparel at LOA. I'll be the only one in red shoes. So great haircut.
Is that a challenge or is that a guarantee?
I always wear guaranteed. I always wear red shoes every day.
Yep.
Wake up in the morning, put them on, take them off at night. I mean, I'm doing some gardening in red shoes.
Tell people why.
So I wear red, and I did a post about it so people would understand that it used to be you wear a red T-shirt on Friday. Remember everyone deployed. So when I retired, and it was like a little bit after that, I was like, man, I miss the warfighter. How can I, remember them every day? And it was like, I'm going to wear red tennis shoes. I'm going to put them on in the morning. I'm going to take them off at night, and I won't use any 4-letter words, but this is my dress. And I've been doing it. I always wear red tennis shoes. People can find me out of 20,000 people, red shoes.
Yep, that works. And now you got to get them back from Doug too.
Yeah, and he has actually a really good pair of my red tennis shoes. I'm a little jealous.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, JD, for joining And anyone that wants more information, put it in the comments, ask a question, tag JD, myself. We'll be watching this thread and others. Tomorrow, I'm going live on the LOA channels and the Whittle Women in Defense Logistics channels with Michaela and Nisa, talking about their panel that they're moderating in a couple weeks. This week, I'm hopefully going live with someone else who will be an awesome conversation once I confirm it. And then next week, we've got a couple others from the LOA community. So if you have a conversation you think you want to get out, hit me up. Maybe we'll go live about it. And make sure you are staying tuned to the expo floor and the whole event. I got some special stuff planned. We're capturing some really cool content and also just having some fun, bringing some different energy this year. So thanks for welcoming me into your community, JD.
Oh, and likewise, my friend. Look forward to catching up here in a few days.
Yeah, for sure. All right, JD, don't hang up. Everyone else, have a fantastic evening, and be like JD and go do some gaming. Maybe find him out there and take him on.